H.P. Lovecraft wrote that searchers after horror haunted strange places, such as the moonlit towers of Rhine castles or the steppes beneath forgotten cities in Asia. But even he admitted that the truth was more prosaic, much more prosaic, mundane. Now, every town in the world has its haunted places. Want to find them? Ask a young adult. They'll know. It's where they party. In our town, the Old North Service Road was unsacred ground. It was supposed to be haunted by a headless biker, but no one believed that. Still, we drove it every chance we got to put the spirits in their place, I guess. One night, a group of friends were indulging their freedom from authority by driving around, blasting rap, talking trash, laughing and swearing and yelling rude things at the occasional passers-by. Truth was, they were bored out of their minds. They'd done this 1,000,000 times before and knew they would do it 1,000,000 times again before shaking the dust of this turkey town off their feet. Still, what else was there to do? So, to spice things up, they decided to cruise the haunted North Service Road. The Service Road ran for some 6.6 miles, and they were about halfway when they saw the Hitchhiker, which provoked an explosion of cruel mirth, Kurt bellowing, "What kind of a-hole hitchhikes on the North Service Road? Doesn't he know it's haunted?" "Maybe he's a ghost," Katie squealed. "Watch this," Kurt, who was driving, said. "Watch this," as he pulled over to the side of the road and stopped. "Are you going to give him a ride?" Emma demanded. "Watch this," Kurt repeated. The minute the a-hole reaches for the door handle. The hitchhiker was dressed entirely in black, thin, dark, with unruly hair and eyes which gave off a reddish glow. A reddish glow. None of them knew him, though he looked kind of familiar, but the girls didn't want him in the car. The hitchhiker ran to them, but as he reached to open the rear door, Kurt hit the gas and pulled away, leaving him standing in the dust, which unleashed another tsunami of cruel laughter. Kurt brayed the loudest, "That'll teach the a-hole to hitchhike on a haunted road." They continued on down the road and speculated about the strange guy for about 30 seconds before returning to their usual topic, what they would do as soon as they could escape this turkey town. Turkey town. They were so engrossed in their discussion that they didn't notice they were being followed until Kurt glanced out his driver's side window and saw a face staring in at him. It was a thin face, pinched, acne-scarred, and dirty looking. The hair was greasy and tangled, while the eyes glinted red and it was floating. Floating! Kurt was so shocked he almost drove into the ditch. And that's when the screaming really started. The head was not only floating, it was flying and keeping pace with the car, till, with a burst of speed, it pulled ahead to bobble in the car's headlights. It was Know-It-All Connor who called it. "It's a night floater." What are the night floaters? Floating heads, a.k.a. night floaters or floaters, were the boogie people that haunted the town. The name referred to the ability of certain individuals to detach their heads from the trunks of their bodies, the heads then being able to fly or float at will. They were said to attack unsuspecting victims, biting them and sometimes even killing them. Kurt hit the gas while the girls shrieked, "Get away from it! Get away from it! Get away!" "I'm trying to," Kurt bellowed. But his only solution was to floor it in a vain endeavor to race past the head. And soon he was barreling down the service road at over 90 miles per hour. Too fast. Kurt tried to make the curve at the exit leading to the highway, the head still bobbing and leering outside his window. But he didn't make it. As he lay dying, Kurt could hear the sirens of the approaching ambulance, but he knew they weren't going to make it in time. It seemed to be getting darker, colder, and he was having trouble seeing. But wait. He could see a face. It was a thin face, pinched, acne-scarred, and dirty-looking. The hair was greasy and tangled, while the eyes glinted red and it was floating. And then, in a voice like Alfred Hitchcock, the last thing Kurt would hear was the hitchhiker saying, "Good evening." The moral of the story? Mean pranks seldom come off without a hitch. If this is your first visit to my channel, please consider subscribing. My name is Warren, and I write and tell original ghost stories and original horror stories, featuring such cryptids as the Night Floaters, werewolves, and the Black-Eyed Children. So again, please consider subscribing. Please help me to reach my goal of 2,500 subs. Till midnight. Good evening. Pictures used in today's video, courtesy of Pix here. That's PX here. While the music was the eerie ghost story by that patron of the internet, Kevin MacLeod.